TTC Extra, I'm Bonnie Bay. In solidarity with federal workers being furloughed, some members of Congress have pledged to take a pay cut. With me is Representative Donna Edwards of Maryland. She and her staff are taking a 2% cut, and Edwards will give the money to a domestic violence program. So I understand, for example, President Obama, of course, has agreed to take a cut. Secretary of State Kerry, both men are very wealthy. You are not particularly. Are you going to spur? Is your action going to spur more, members of Congress who actually live off their salaries to take a cut in solidarity?
Well, I do live off of my salary.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying Obama is a best-selling book author and with a presidential salary of $400,000 doesn't necessarily, and same with Secretary Kerry.
That's true. I mean, I think every individual member in office has to make their own decision. The decision for me is that for our staff, because the legislative branch had an 8.2% cut as well, and we did as much as we could to cut all of our expenses, and then we were left with, the remainder that had to be cut. And rather than imposing furloughs, which I think are really disruptive, laying off people in the office, all of us have taken a 2% pay cut. The difference in the congressional salary, of course, is because it is a constitutional mandate. I can't actually cut my salary in the same way, and so I've agreed to give that 2%, that's the same as my 2% for my staff, to domestic violence charities in my district.
Do you know how many other House members are taking pay cuts?
I have no idea, and I haven't even discussed it with them. Bonnie, I didn't vote for the sequester because I always thought it was a really stupid approach to governance and to important decision making. And when I look across my congressional district, there are cases where there are two federal workers or federal contractors all facing this same kind of, drastic, arbitrary, across the board kind of cut. And so it's in solidarity with them, but it's also because it's what we have to do in the legislative branch to cut our own operations, and I think it's the right thing to do.
How is it affecting? I saw a report in the news, for example, about a patient somewhere, I believe in upstate New York, who has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, having to move from the clinic close to his house to a hospital very far away with long waits, etc., because the clinic couldn't afford to. Do you have situations like that in your home district?
Well, I think the situations that we have, obviously with a huge federal workforce and contractor workforce, there are people whose real jobs are impacted. But I think across the country we're really going to start to see the impact of the sequester. These are really drastic cuts, and just because we haven't seen them now doesn't mean that we are not, and they will be in big ways and in small ways, not just in my congressional district, but all around the country.
Thank you, Congresswoman Edwards. Thanks for watching TTC Extra. Whether you agree or think to the contrary, please join us next time.